I went to my mountain lodge to find peace and found my brother, his wife, and his in-laws living there. When he screamed, "What do you want, you parasite? I'm calling the cops," I just said, "Go ahead, if you can," and walked right into my own living room. And then I watched his whole world burn. I'm 34, and I bought this lodge 2 years ago with my own money. Every penny came from the software company I built while my brother coasted through life on handouts. Our parents died when I was 28. After the funeral, he asked to borrow $15,000. I said no for the first time ever. We barely spoke after that. He married some woman 8 months ago. Didn't invite me. 3 days ago, I got a security alert at 2 a.m. Someone accessed the lodge using the emergency code I'd given my brother years earlier. I checked the cameras remotely. My brother, his wife, her parents, and her sister were unloading suitcases. They weren't visiting. They were moving in. I watched them carry my stuff to the garage. My grandmother's quilt she spent 3 years making, tossed in a corner. My grandfather's vintage poker set from Vietnam, shoved in a box. My mom's jewelry from the bedroom safe. His wife was wearing the $3,000 sapphire necklace. Then my brother opened my liquor cabinet. My grandfather's scotch collection, 14 bottles worth $200 to $200 each, collected since the 1960s. They cracked them open like cheap whiskey. I didn't drive up that night. I went to the county sheriff's office the next morning with my deed, security footage, and photos of everything. I filed a burglary report. The deputy watched the footage and his jaw dropped. "Your own brother?" "Not anymore," I said. He said they needed 72 hours to coordinate with the prosecutor, but they'd come make the arrest. I just had to give the signal. I spent those 72 hours planning. I drove to the lodge while they were out hiking, tracked them on Instagram, and made modifications. Disconnected the landline, installed a cell signal jammer in the attic. The mountain already has terrible reception. With the jammer, it's a dead zone. I also swapped things. Took grandfather's real scotch, left cheap bottles filled with tea. Took mom's real jewelry, left cubic zirconia fakes. I wanted to see how long before they noticed they were living in a house of lies. On the third night, I drove up at 9 p.m. The house was blazing with lights, music pumping. They were throwing a party in my house. I walked in with my key. The music died. My brother was holding a beer, surrounded by his wife's family. His face went from confusion to rage. "What the hell are you doing here?" I looked around. My furniture was gone. Their cheap IKEA stuff everywhere. They'd repainted my bedroom. "I live here. What are you doing here?" His wife stood up. "I thought you said your parents left you both this house." My brother's face went red. "It's a family property situation. He's just being difficult like always." I held up my phone with the deed. "Not complicated. This house is in my name. I paid $340,000 for it. I never gave you permission." My brother lost it. Started screaming, calling me a parasite, saying our parents would be ashamed. His father-in-law puffed his chest. "We're not going anywhere. Your brother has just as much right. He has zero rights," I said. "But please, call the police." My brother grabbed his phone, shaking with rage. Dialed 911 on speaker. Nothing. No signal. He tried again. Nothing. His wife tried hers. Her dad. Her sister frantically walked around looking for signal. "What did you do?" my brother whispered. I smiled and sat in my leather armchair, the one piece they hadn't moved. Red and blue lights flooded the windows. 2 sheriff's cruisers in the driveway. My brother ran to the window. "You called the cops on your own brother 3 days ago. Filed a full burglary report." The deputy walked in. "Sir, you're under arrest for criminal trespass, burglary, and theft." His wife started screaming. "What is he talking about? You said your parents gave you this." My brother couldn't look at her as they cuffed him. As they walked him out, his wife stood holding mom's necklace, the fake one. And I watched every lie he'd told her crash down. The family cabin, the inheritance, the easy life, all gone. The deputy said each bottle over $500 was a separate felony. I looked at my brother in the cruiser. "You called me a parasite, but I'm not the one living off someone else's life."